Real quick, if the most important goal is to get everybody tested and vaccinated, right, with this COVID-19 shot and vaccine, right, why would somebody take testing away?
Really out here waiting for the COVID test, and I'm gonna have to break the news to them, man, that somebody in our community doesn't want them to take the test, doesn't want them to be healthy for whatever reason, which is unfortunate, which is definitely unfortunate. But yeah. We got a couple of ladies out here, 4 or 5 ladies. And it's only 11:30. It's crazy. Look at this shit, y'all. And look who shows the fuck up. Nobody asked them to come, but why they here, who knows? It's a shit y'all don't see, man. They didn't show up one time. One time. You see them? They didn't show up one time in 3 months. And we posted up online and make it an event. And look, they come inspiring us. Look at this shit. Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
It's November 19th in 2020. What a year it has been. And I'm actually on the computer right now working on a COVID-19 testing event for the second time. And I thought I might want to share an old story and let's see how the second story plays out. Hopefully, I always have good intentions and good morale to believe that everything will go according to plan. But for what I know about the world, there's always a hiccup, or there's always something to stop that progression. So moving forward, back in June, I was organizing the basketball league, and a local community leader. I'm not even going to call him a politician. He's a gentleman that I've known for some time and always supported me. Not with major support, but definitely supported me, and I definitely support him. And he came to me after we was giving out free food to the elderly. We was giving out free food for about 3 months during the COVID, and for whatever reason, ironically too, the World Central Kitchen ended up telling us that there was like a last week that they were going to cut it off, and then we will be able to speak to them again about continuing the service of giving out free food to people. It was very time consuming, and I wasn't the one in charge, so I'm not sure how it ended up, but obviously they stopped giving food to that particular individual, and the food giveaway stopped. But to top it off, at the end of the food giveaway, I kind of had a plan to make an event, a community event, to basically teach people and help whichever way I can, and that's always been how I've been in my lifetime. I am willing to help anybody that is willing to accept the help and needs it. If you tell me you need something and I can get it for you, I would try my best to do it. If I can't, and I just can't. I'm one man. I'm just starting this journey, or whatever journey it is, wherever it ends up. And yeah, I don't really have any set goals in mind for what I'm doing with the community. I just feel like there's a lot of things that are easily said that could be done, and people just don't do it. So I end up taking the initiative and just trying to do it myself. But Tommy comes and I say, hey Tommy, I know you're doing this whole political thing, and the people want to see you. They always asking where you at. You're never around, and it's just like every other politician, you're never around until it's election time. And he says, yo, listen, I'm trying to do whatever I can do, and things like that. Obviously, he's busy. So I said, hey, well, I would love if you could join me, give out this free food to the neighborhood, and tell the people, whatever you want to tell them as far as whatever you're campaigning on, that would be great. And he's like, yeah, I don't really care about the campaigning so much, but I'm definitely willing to help. So he comes out one day and he just helps. He just gives out bags to the elderly and, speaks to them. He's more fluent in Spanish, so he's just talking in Spanish to everybody, which was great. And we had a great time. And they asked him some questions or whatever he answered. And at the end of that day, he ended up telling me, hey, I have the medical clinic on Broadway, Murder on Broadway, and they are willing to do a COVID event to whoever's willing, to do it. So me at the time, I'm like, what's the benefit in the COVID event? And he's like, just to get the test done. So in my head, I'm like, that's not really a benefit. If you're not sick, there's no reason to take the test. That's what I'm saying. And then he says, no, well, it could benefit the community. However you feel, it is what it is. And we go and we leave it at that. So I asked another friend, I said, yo, you think that's a good idea? He's like, hell yeah, it's a good idea. I wanted to do it myself. I'm going to pull up, matter of fact, what day you doing it? So that's already one person that wants to do it. I'm like, wow. So I'm like, okay, well, in the same token, we having this Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, rest in peace, George Floyd, he passed away. So I said, hey, how about I do a Black Lives Matter event where we could just have open discussion about police brutality and my experience and what I'm trying to do with the community, and kind of just explain moving forward how, as a community, we should possibly come together. And I ended up making a flyer, and I had basically a whole day plan where 12 to 1, we gave out the free food, and then 1 to 2. It was a free water giveaway, so whoever wanted water at that time would be able to have water. And I got that donation from a pharmacy on the block, Vita Pharmacy. And then from 2 to 3 was census taking. So I had a lady come up and set up a table for the census, and she was very nice or whatever. Had a great time with her. She got a couple of people to sign up, and 4 o'clock was supposed to be my event to finish off by 5. So 4 o'clock would have been the Black Lives Matter. I don't want to call it, it's not a protest. It was just a speech. It was a community gathering, right? And that went great also, right? So this happened on a Tuesday. Tommy Torres comes to me and he tells me about this Tuesday. Mind you, we gave food Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I call him Tuesday night and I say, hey, listen, I got a couple of people that already expressed interest in it. When can we do this? He's like, well, let me call my people and let them know that you're interested and see the time that they give you. So I said, I'm thinking about doing this Saturday. Saturday we have the food. It's supposed to be the last day of the food. I want to do a little COVID event. I got some money from the pharmacy to get the waters. The Black Lives Matter event. So it's just, and we just add your COVID to it. He's like, all right, I'm down. Whatever. Let me just talk to everybody, finalize it. I'll let you know tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? So Tuesday he tells me. Wednesday I confirm with him, like, yo, you know what? Let's do it. So he ends up telling me, that was Wednesday. So I confirm with him. So then Thursday morning he calls me. He says, hey, it's on. They got the truck that's ready to come. They're gonna have a table set up, a tent, everything like that. And the only thing that they ask is that if we could get like a pre-screening so we could roughly know how many tests we need to bring, and I said, I totally understand. Oh, certainly. I totally understand. So he sends me the pre-screening, and the pre-screening is a Google it's a Google Forms, right? Which is very secure. You press submit, it goes to the Google email that made the form, obviously. There's potential of somebody duplicating that form or making a different form for personal information, but the information that was there was asked was basically name, address, contact information. And then it was asking you what type of insurance do you have, or if you have any insurance at all, so they could know roughly how many people they would be looking for to charge, and who would be getting it for free. If you didn't have your health insurance, it was going to be free anyways. Totally free COVID event. So this is Thursday. Everything's on, but the flyers out. It's ready to go. I'm ready to rock. We're having a good time. I got two days to set up. I'm getting the tents ready. I'm getting everything ready and doing my thing on my end. I got a call on Thursday night, basically from Tommy saying that he got a phone call from NYCHA saying that we don't have permission to do this event. I'm like, permission? I'm like, only thing you need permission from is for the grounds. If you're using their grounds, we're not using their grounds. If anything, we're doing it in a sidewalk. It's a sidewalk event. That's legal. So I guess he went with that, and I guess he told him that, or he didn't tell him that. He doesn't really like conflict. So he goes on the phone with the medical spot, and they tell us the urgent care. They tell us that they kind of normally want bad publicity, and just not worth it. So I'm just like, yo, guys, like, y'all can't be so scared. Y'all just got to do it. If we're trying to help the people, then how much bad can we do from helping people? And politically, I guess it was a bad look because of how it made it seem, right? It seemed like we didn't have permission from NYCHA, that we wanted people's personal information, that they were sending into unsecure email. To those with the red flags for that. And once you say you don't have permission to use the grounds, it's like, well, if I don't have permission to be on that block, I don't want to be there. And that's pretty much what happened. So come to find out that the tenant association president of Williamsburg ends up calling boroughs to say that Tommy Torres is doing this event and he doesn't have any jurisdiction there, and he doesn't have permission, and that she doesn't want him on the grounds, and if he's on the grounds, that she wants him arrested for trespassing or whatever the case may be. Very sad, right? We're just trying to help the people, and this is what comes back to bite us in the butt. So he calls me and he's like, yo, listen, man, I'm gonna show up, but the urgent care is pulling from the event because they don't want the bad publicity. Apparently a bunch of people called them and things like that. Oh, mind you, sorry, Thursday that night, I guess they must have called the news or something like that, and Friday morning there was an article in the newspaper saying 2 wannabe politicians are doing illegal COVID testing in NYCHA for votes. That was the craziest thing. And then when you manipulate something like that into what really happened, and this is the real story, I got no reason to lie to anybody. Why do I have to protect anybody but myself? You know, and I could have shut up about it, but here I am on this Thursday night, and I'm over here looking for people to do COVID tests. And it's funny because I'm scared to go back to the original urgent care because I got to feel the nigga to tell me no because of the first altercation. So I'm trying to get a different urgent care to do it so that when they do it, it's kind of like they didn't have any previous knowledge of the old urgent care, and then everything would be fine, because it is going to be fine. You know, there's literally nothing wrong. But unfortunately, I think it just comes down to you know that, and that's I think that's the biggest problem of it all. But it was very sad that the tenant association president, which is there to help the community, help bring resources and everything to the community, help them be better than what they were today, would say, no, I don't want you to do this COVID test because we don't trust the man that's doing it. And you're basically saying that all the medical people that put in their heart and time, and people even like myself, selfless people that thought about the event, even to make the flyers and put them up and advertise it, is not worth it because you, whoever you are, don't trust the rest of us. And you jeopardize a lot of people from getting that test early on, as opposed to even now, people are kind of flooding to the urgent cares to get them done because everybody's just scared. And it's unfortunate. We had a lot of elderly that was going to show up to do it. It was free. Like I said, we had a lot of people with immigration status problems that were going to show up just to check, just to make sure, because they were scared. And it was, like I said, it was free, which was the best thing of it all. But it sucks when your own jeopardizes, you know, your future and the livelihood of your neighbors, you know. And it's funny because now, fast forward to 5 or 6 months later, and they want everybody to take a test. They actually have a COVID truck in another housing complex, and it's free walk-up tests, which is amazing to me. When I try to actually do it for the community for free 6 months ago, they told me no.
I just wanted to add this in real quick, guys. This was the notice put up on the doors, right, with a NYCHA letterhead from the tenant association in NYCHA, basically saying that the health and safety of NYCHA residents is the highest priority, and the Sasia pop-up diagnostic center has not been approved by any federal, state, or city government health agencies, which is very weird, because I don't understand how you get an urgent care without being approved by federal, city, or state government health agencies. That doesn't make any sense. And it says not using FDA approved laboratory technology and practices to determine accurate test results, right? That is the whole testing process, period, right? Which is very sad. They use that, and they basically, we request the residents' personal and health information, which is not true. It's an insecure Gmail account. They pretty much wanted you to pre-sign up so they could know roughly how many kits they had to bring out. It wasn't personal information. All you had to do was put your name and say, hey, I'm coming in, even if you didn't come. And did not obtain approval by NYCHA to provide services on NYCHA property. This was also going to be a sidewalk event, so you didn't need approval. And everything they're saying here is pretty much just to scare the people from not showing up. We still had about 50 people show up, and we had to cancel that event. But then ironically, this is what you see now, right? So 6 months ago, they said not to get COVID tested. And then 3 months after, they say get COVID tested, right? But by the city.gov, COVID test, right? So they could get paid for it, right? It was just annoying that you tell people not to get COVID tested because you're worried about their safety, and then you say go and get COVID tested just because New York City says this is the right company to go and do it with. Very sad, very unfortunate, and this is what you get from people that want power.